Assalamu alaikum, dear fellow. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the third day of Summer Research Internship, basic research course. And today we will be discussing different things. And first of all, let's move towards the topic that today we will be discussing the importance of methodology in research study. So it is necessary for researcher to design a methodology for the problem chosen, and it is notable that if the method considered in two problems are the same, methodology may be different. Methodology is basically the strategic framework that guides how research is conducted, and it includes the logic behind the methods, selection of tools, sampling strategy, and like data handling, ethical protocols, and overall workflow for achieving valid and reliable results. For example, there are two researchers that are using two different tools, data collection tools, for example, survey, but their methodology may differ based on the sample selection, study setting, and analytical strategies. So, why it is important? So, first of all, you have to ensure the scientific rigor and systemization and methodology avoids the confusion and increase research reliability. It also enables the replication and validation if performed by some other researchers, and it also guides the researcher in justifying and refining their choices. If you take an example, let's say there is a medical topic, let's say diabetic foot ulcers. So there are two researchers, researcher A and researcher B. Researcher A uses case control design, focusing on smoking history and relation to diabetic foot ulcers, and researcher B uses a cohort study and follow the patients with uncontrolled diabetes. So both of them may use the same technique, same method, for example, patient interviews and clinical data, but their methodology differs in terms of timeline, hypotheses, and interpretation. So it is important to know that it is very important for the researcher to know not only the research method necessary for the research undertaken, but also the methodology. For example, the researcher must know how to collect data, what are the methods to analyze data, and to how to find a solution, how to apply a particular method. For example, a well-informed researcher must be aware of the data collection tools. So, what are the data collection tools? A well-known researcher and a well-informed researcher must know about the appropriate tools. For example, questionnaires, physical measurements, lab investigation, and all these things. And it must know about the data analysis and use the correct statistical tools. For example, if you are collecting data, then you must know that which of the following or which of the statistical test you will be applying on the data. For example, chi-square test, are you going to apply chi-square test, t-test, logistic regression, or if there is a qualitative study, then you can use thematic analysis and the method selection, that why are you selecting some sort of method. So if a researcher is well informed and he know about the research, then he will be able or she will be able to differentiate that what methodology to choose. Either they have to choose observational, experimental, or mixed methods based on the research objective. So uh, these all things clearly find out that they clearly emphasize on why a method is appropriate and feasible and precise. And the next thing is that research is the researcher also need to know that the suitable method for the chosen problem, what is the order of accuracy of the results of a method, and what is the efficiency of method applied. So these are the questions you must know while doing or conducting any type of study. And consideration of these aspects will constitute a research methodology. It will help you to work on the research methodology efficiently. For example, if you are looking at evaluation criteria of a research methodology, so you must know about the suitability, that is that method relevant for that specific research. For example, if you are conducting a clinical research, So you must know about the suitability of the method, that is that method relevant for clinical questions or clinical research, and it must be the accuracy of the result of a method, that is the this is that tool validated. For example, if you are using standardized scales like audit PHQ-9 or other scales, that you must know about this thing. That, and the next thing is efficiency of the method applied, that the method you are applying is time saving, it is cost effective, it is uh, ethically sound and feasible. You can easily conduct study. For example, if we study medical, if I may give you some medical example of the importance of research methodology in research study. So, for example, to evaluate the prevalence of hypertension in a community, you all know about the hypertension, and you want to evaluate the prevalence of hypertension in some specific community, then you can use digital BP machines, which is validated door to. You can conduct door-to-door surveys, and the sampling method. If you want to conduct that type of particular study, then you can choose the stratified random sampling. So all of these knowledge you can gain through the research, and if someone who know about the basics of research, who know about the original research, will be able to easily find out all these things. And you can also know about the data analysis tool, that if you are going to evaluate the prevalence of hypertension in some specific community, you will be analyzing data with mean, standard deviation, and prevalence percentage. So all these things are very important, and any researcher who want to conduct typical type of studies or original research articles, then the researcher must know about the research methods and methodology, like we discussed yesterday in detail about these things. So the next thing is that what is a research report? A research report is an oral or a written presentation of important and useful aspects of research work done. A research report is intended to present clearly the purpose and outcome of specific research investigation. You can also call it a research synopsis. So a research report is basically a detailed, structured presentation of your research findings submitted either as a part of degree or to the scientific community. And the purpose of this research report is to showcase finding and the methodology, to allow feedback and review, and to enable to make sure that these results are reproducible and easily can be reproduced. So it is the last but major part of the research study, and the report helps the researchers to get feedback from other. Like I told you earlier, that it is very important for feedback, and if you have written something, you must get feedback from your fellow researchers and experts who are working in the same field, to know about your research method, that is that valid or fine to work on this. And it also evaluates the success and originality of the research work. And without report, a research study is incomplete. And of your news, if you don't submit, if you don't publish or publish the research report, then you will not be able to work or to give benefit to any scientific community. But if you are a researcher, you conducted a research, and then you publish that research in some research journal and or some research magazines, then the world will know about your contribution, the science will know about your contribution, and anyone can use that contribution for which you will get for which you will be recognized, and you will be getting citations. And so the next thing is that a report essentially conveys the outcome of a research work to the interested person, and a brilliant and most striking findings are a little value if they are not effectively communicated to the scientific world. In an academic matters, like Ellie Mayor said, that in academic matters, the iron rule is publish or perish. If you don't publish something, it get perished. So if you want to be known in the scientific community, if you want to be recognized in the scientific community, not only conducting research, but the publication of that particular research is also important. Like we discussed these things with our fellows in previous lectures, that this internship has no meaning if you don't work, and if you work and don't publish, then it is useless. So you must know about the research, you must conduct research, and then you must publish that particular research to get recognized, or to find out that who is going to read these things, and After the publication of some research article, you will also get citations if someone is reporting your work, if someone is uh, considering your work and working on it further, then that researcher will also give you citations that will cite your article, and you will get notified that someone is reading your work and someone have got benefit from your work. Then next is that what is a research paper? A research paper is a report presented for an academic degree or published in a journal or magazine or conference proceedings. So this is a written scientific communication that present the original research, and it can be used for academic progression if you want to get some sort of degree, if you are a TMO and you are working on some research, and after publication of that research, you will be able to get that particular degree. That party, if you are going to conduct a FYP, final year projects, then all these things counts, and you can get academic progression through research. You can contribute to the medical literature or to the scientific community, and also you can expand the knowledge, and for example, a postgraduate students may publish a paper on different let's say there is a topic of acute diarrhea among children's, and it really shows that reduced duration and severity intervention gaps. So all these things will help the scientific community to work better, to understand things better, and to find out the solution to some specific problem. So not only conducting research is important, but also publication is as much important as of learning research. If you know about research, if you learn how to conduct a research and does not know that how to publish a research, then you are not doing anything great, and it's not of any specific importance, because you have done some research, you have conducted research, you have worked hard on that research, and then you did not publish that article, someone else published that article, so you will not get that much benefit from that research. But if you are a researcher, first you learn that what is research, what is original research, how to write synopses, how to write introduction, and then methodology, results and discussion, and you have prepared a well suited article, a suitable article, and you haven't published that article in some specific journals, then you will be not able to contribute to the scientific society. But if you want to contribute to the scientific society, you must also know about the publication process. And in this summer internship, we will be working with the groups later on, and we will be teaching them each and every things that how you will be able to publish a research article, and then in future you will be able to publish any type of research article whenever you will have an opportunity to publish a research article. So there are three kinds of research papers. If we there are many types, but let's discuss just these three kinds of research papers. We will be discussing this. So first of all is research article. It is a research paper written by a scholar for publishing in a journal or in a magazine or for presenting in a conference. You all know about the research conferences taking part in all these medical colleges and universities and everywhere. If you publish an article from Pakistan and you have applied to some foreign country research conference and your article got accepted in that particular country, then even you may got a free travel and visa and everything to present your article over there. So basically, research will also bring you opportunity to travel and present your work in any part of the world. The only thing is that you know about the research, and then you publish the article in some journal, and then there was a research conference, and you can easily submit that abstract of yours to that journal, to that conference, and then you can present your article. For example, if there is in different you all know about the research conferences which are holding in each and every college and university. You can easily submit your articles, your published data to that conferences, and if you got acceptance, your abstract got accepted by that specific a research conference, and then you can easily go and publish your article. This will help you to present your work, to aware the scientific community, and to spread the knowledge. So article is for publication in journals, and You will follow the introduction, methodology, and results and discussion format. And the second thing is a research report or term paper. It is a brief research written by a student for of undergraduate level for presenting to his or department is a partial fulfillment of his degree. For example, you people are aware about all those graduates who have already completed their MBBS or BDS or any other type of bachelor's degree. They know about the final year projects that you do have to conduct a research, and it is some the research term paper or research report is basically part of the coursework, and it is basically limited in scope. You can conduct short studies, for example, knowledge and practices of hand hygiene among nursing students. So this is a very short topic, and you can easily do research on that during your final year projects and publish them. And the next thing is thesis or dissertation. So thesis or dissertation are of two types: MPhil or thesis or dissertation, which is a report of a dissertation, which is a report of entire work done by a scholar to university for the award of degree of postgraduate level, which is MS or MPhil, Master of Philosophy, which we call. So previously, the TMOs, all the CPS fellows used to write detailed theses on any of the topic to submit it to CPSP as a partial fulfillment of their degree. But nowadays, they are just conducting original research articles. They are publishing original research articles to, and these things are getting accepted by the CPSP. But in the universities, you still have to write a complete thesis, and write down all the work you have done previously and during your degree, during your research, and through this you will get a specific degree. So basically, field theses or dissertation or final year projects are necessary, and it is designed as a practice of for the PhD thesis, and it helps the researchers to learn and understand the present status of the topic and make him capable of working at the PhD level. So if you are working on some specific topic in your final year projects, and the topic is very vast, and you can work on different aspects of this particular topic in future, then you can opt for to you can study some part of that particular disease or that particular study in your bachelor's, then also conduct some research during your MS and then your PhD. Or if you are a final year student of MBBS, you can also work on some specific disease. For example, you want to find out cure to malaria or some other disease, and you have conducted general prevalence studies during your MBBS study final year projects, then conduct and then you join the FCPS, and in FCPS you worked on lab based things. You find out the different molecular detection of different type of malaria parasites or serotypes in Peshawar, and then all these things will make you capable of doing research. And basically these things are very necessary to understand that research is not only the requirement, original research is not only the requirement of current era, but it is very compulsory to know about the research if you want to excel in your research degrees, if you want to excel in your field. Then after the basic bachelor's degree, if you want to earn any type of degree, either it is MPhil or either it is a FCPS, then you do have to conduct the research, you do have to conduct the original research. And in this internship, like we told you earlier, that we are trying to equip you people with something that will help you in your future, that will help you always in your academic life. So the third thing is Doctor of Philosophy PhD. Anyone can do PhD. Even an MBBS student can also opt for PhD, and they can easily do research. And if anyone who is he knows well or she knows well about the research, and then they can easily move towards the academic. Anyone who doesn't want to go towards the clinical side is a medical, he or she is a medical student and doesn't want to go towards the clinical side, then they can join the academic side as well. After MBBS, you can easily conduct MPhil, and after MPhil, you can easily complete your PhD either from Pakistan or from some other country. And for all these things, you need original research. You need to know about the original research because these things will be repeating again and again. and the topic may change, the area or the objectives may be different, but the main thing of original research will be the same, that how to conduct original research. So PhD thesis is a entire report of entire work done by a scholar to university or institution for the award of the degree of PhD. So basically, the PhD dissertation required independent and original research. PhD dissertation is a lengthy, original, and substantial document, and it should contain original contribution. And essentially, the role of PhD dissertation is to demonstrate the research person's original thinking and contribution to the topic of research. So, detailed methodology, literature review, and data analysis is required. Contribution to new knowledge is done through PhD. And for example, if you are studying the role of gut microbiota in obesity, for example, you want to work on some specific topic, let's say case control study, role of gut microbiota in obesity. So in this thing, you will be including sample. This will include sample collection, microbial sequencing, dietary history, BMI calculation, and statistical association testing. That the particular way may be different, the parameters may be different, but original research you will also will help you there. And anyone who does not know about the original research, maybe he may be expert in meta-analysis or systematic reviews or some other thing. But if that particular researcher, he or she does not know about the original research, then they will not be able to complete their degrees. So it should clearly point out the research competence of the researcher in his research field. So for the research if you want to show your competence, if you want be to be recognized for your research, then it is compulsory for everyone to learn about the original research, to study about the original research, and these things will help you later in your studies. And even if you are in your academic, that will help you in academia as well. Original research, learning the original research will help you in academia as well, and as well as if you want to conduct some sort of study during your clinical studies, then it will also help you in that in achieving that goals. So if you look at the various stages of a research, that what are the several stages that you must go through, several important steps that must be followed to search a research problem, to solve a research problem. So the first one is the problem must be stated clearly, including any simplifying assumptions. So there is problem statement. This is a problem statement. The research problem must, you must identify a clear focused research issue. And for example, you are studying high dropout rate from tuberculosis treatment in rural clinics. Yeah, so the research questions, research problem must be highlighted very well and must be presented very well. Then you have to develop a logical statement of the problem, logical formulation of the problem, and you have to translate your research into measurable objectives. For example, you want to assess, there is an objective to assess factors leading to a non-compliance in TB patients. You are conducting some sort of research on high dropout rate from tuberculosis treatment in rural clinics, and then you have to write down your objectives. And your objective may be, for example, let's say that the first objective is to assess factors leading to the non-compliance in TB patient. And the third thing is that more advanced books and journals will be needed to learn about the techniques and procedure, which we call literature review, which is very important in original research. If you are conducting an original research, then you must know about the literature review and gather and analyze the previous findings and prevent duplication and identify research gaps. So it is very important for anyone who want to conduct a research to know that how to find out a research gap, how to find out that the research you want to conduct is not duplication of something and not something that has been done previously. So research literature review is very important for research. And the third thing is the result must be interpreted to arrive at a decision. And this will require experience and an outstanding understanding of the situation in which the problem is embedded. So interpretation of result is to compare the results with the existing knowledge and draw meaningful and evidence-based conclusions. So all these things are the component of a original research. So we have studied that if you want to complete your bachelor's degree, you need to know about the original research. If you want to complete MPhil degree or FCPS or any type of academic degree, you must be aware about original research. You must know about original research. If you want to go towards the PhD and complete your PhD, then you will require to conduct original research. So original research is the backbone of all type of research, and in any sort of academic degree, any type of academic degree, you will need to learn about the research, original research, and you will require that original research to work on anything, on any topic. So if we discuss about the component of a research study, let's say a general set of sequential components of research is following. First of all is the selection of a research topics, which is also called as a topic selection, which is based on current medical issue, feasibility, and personal interest that topic is feasible. You can easily conduct study on that topic, that you are personally interested in the topic, and that is based on current issues or current medical issues. Let's say if you are working on a medical topic. And the second thing is definition of a research problem. You have to define the research problem. For example, let's say you are working on some patients, UTI patients, and you have to identify the research problem. So you want to study the resistance to ciprofloxacin in E. coli isolated from UTI patients. So you have to define your research problem. You have to define, for example, is there an increasing resistance to ciprofloxacin in E. coli isolated from UTI patients? So this will be your research problem. You have to clearly identify the research problem and then conduct the literature survey or literature review and reference collection. You can use different websites, different medical sites like PubMed, Google Scholar, and research journals to collect previous statistics and methodologies of that particular problem that will make your way towards working on the new methods, on the new research problem. And the next thing is assessment or justification of current status of the topic chosen. If you have chosen some topic, then you must justify that why you have choose some specific topic, and justify the need for the updated data or different population focus. For example, local hospital data show outdated resistant patterns, and you want to to find out the new patterns of the resistance in ciprofloxacin to E. coli to ciprofloxacin. Then that thing must be justified. And the next thing is the formulation of hypotheses. For any original research, if you are conducting original research, you have to formulate a hypothesis. And hypothesis is basically, there are two types of hypotheses: null hypotheses and hypotheses. So you have to define your hypothesis. For example, we will take the same example of resistance to ciprofloxacin in E. coli isolated from UTI patients. So you want to formulate a hypothesis on that particular topic. So let's say we can formulate a hypothesis on this, let's say ciprofloxacin resistance is higher in hospital acquired UTIs than community acquired. You want to study about the community acquired UTIs and the hospital acquired UTIs. So ciprofloxacin resistance is higher in hospital acquired UTIs than community acquired UTIs. This is your research hypothesis. Then you have to define the research design, that what type of research design will be you using for that particular study, what are the research designs available, and which design you will be using. For example, you can use that cross-sectional study, like we are discussing the same thing, that ciprofloxacin resistance. So you can use cross-sectional, you can use single time point, case control, compare with healthy control, and cohort and follow-up study. So you can do a lot of studies on that things, and you have to design your research. And then the data analysis stage come, that research, after the research design, you have to do the actual investigation or main body text, which is also called as data collection. You have to collect urine samples because you are conducting research on UTI. So you have to collect urine sample, process them in microbiology lab, and document the sensitivity pattern, that how much sensitive are these to that specific drugs. So it is very important to collect data and do the data analysis section in the original research. And the last thing is interpretation of result, which is you can do data analysis through SPSS. For example, you do SPSS analysis of resistant patterns across the demographics, and you can use chi-square test or logistic regression test for that particular studies. And then you have to do the interpretation of the results that you want to interpret the results, you want to discuss implications, need for stewardship programs and treatment protocols, and you have to write down all the details of the results. And the last thing is the recommendation or suggestion. You have to suggest alternative empirical therapies, emphasize local anti biograms. So basically, this was our today's lecture. Today we discuss about different things that importance of research methodology in research study, and we discussed about that what is research report, then research papers, types of research papers, and then articles. We discuss about research or report or term paper, and then thesis, dissertation. We discussed that why original research is important. If you want to excel academically or in clinical side, you must know about the original research. You must be aware about the original research, and you have to conduct the original research. So basically, original research will provide you the pathway to anywhere. The original research is the backbone of all type of research. And if you want to complete your PhD, you want to be a doctor of philosophy, you want to complete your PhD, you have to work on the original research. And then we discuss the various stages of original research. That first of all, a problem must be stated clearly. You must know about the problem, you must simplify the problem, and you must know about all the problem and clearly develop a logical statement of the problem, and then do the literature review, literature study, find out the current prevalence or rates or the current details of some specific problems, some specific diseases you are working on. And then you have to interpret the results and arrive at a decision and give the conclusion about something that from your studies you have conducted this study, you have conducted an original research. So in all parts of academic or clinical side, if you don't know about the original research, you will not be able to excel in that specific field. And for that purpose, it is very compulsory to know about the backbone of research, the original research, and then these things will help you succeed in your life, in your career. So that was about all the research today's lecture. So we are trying to equip you people with all these things, and this is just the initial lectures, which is very basics lectures on the research. And in our research internship, we will be working with different groups on specific topics, and we will be teaching them each and everything in detail. We will have detailed Zoom sessions, more and more sessions according to the need of the topic, according to the requirement of the topic. And anyone who completes the internship and actively participates in the internship will be able to know about the original research. And anyone who know about the original research, it's quite easy for you people. We will be bringing next systematic reviews and meta-analysis courses on different topics, on different things. Then anyone will be able, who have already done the original research, who know about the original research, will be able to work on that as well. So if you have any type of question, you can ask directly, and you can also ask in chat.